We're just live right away.
Calm down, Phil DeFranco.
Yep. Welcome to Blueberry Podcast, episode 246. Again, my bad. Well, not my bad. This is
Once
the cat's
more
fault.
with feeling.
It's the cat's fault. I had a recording. It was going fine, and then Juice decided to do Juice things and shock me, which killed the mic. I had to reboot everything. I tried to restart the program, didn't work. Tried whatever. You guys had a great talk about Curatorium. Not to ruin a swell talk there. Wow. All right. Well, I'm Adrian. David's here. That's as usual.
Yeah.
Hey, Pepperoni's over here making us another roster. I'm gonna find a way to join those episodes. We'll figure out a way. Where there's a world, there's a way, right? We'll figure it out. But with that intro, part 2 again. David, on the talk you guys just had, which I'll figure out how to cut in. You mentioned what was it? Who could this happen to again? That it would affect.
Yeah, where it'd have the same level of impact. The only one that immediately comes to mind.
If you're talking animation, sure. Miyamoto is straight up the one though.
Oh yeah, no. In terms of video games, as we are technically a video game podcast, the day Miyamoto goes, that's gonna be a wild fucking day.
I could barely handle it when Iwata died, right? Because when he passed all the art, dude. I hate
that was fucking rough.
Yeah, when these people start coming up on this art, it's rough. But yeah, shout outs to that. Like I said on the one we just cut. So I was watching. I'm starting DBZ. What I thought would be fun though is also when we get through a disc of DBZ, we're gonna go through Kakarot as well. Actually, so spoilers for what I've been playing is also booted up DBZ Kakarot as well.
I mean, Kakarot so far from what I have played of it does feel like a good TLDR of the series.
Yeah, so it's not the worst, but I thought that was a fun way to kind of experience things. I'm posting the new link up right now. While going, hey, Bernie, you hanging out? You want to talk about games you played, or we just want to do roster? It's up to you.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Ben getting back into Dead by Daylight because my friends really want to play Dead by Daylight, so there's that. I haven't started Final Fantasy VII yet, but I'm going to. I'm really going to. I'm trying to find a walkthrough that could help me go through the original.
Okay.
Here, let me get one to put in the Discord chat for you. That is a good one.
And besides that, I mean, I played Medieval. I'm playing Medieval, so
hell yeah,
not much, but you know that's what I'm playing.
Good fucking shit. You know, one of the things are you playing like the original PS1 version or the remake of it?
I'm playing the remake one.
You know what's a really sweet detail? Oh, I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Oh no. I was just gonna say that's about it, but yeah.
Gotcha. No, a really sweet detail about that game is it is so much a 1-for-1 remake of the original game. You can play through it with the original PS1 strategy guide and basically go through it correctly. It's so wild they did that.
I'm trying to look up what the new killer is in Dead by Daylight. It's the unknown.
It's like a mimic or something.
Right. Okay, yeah, there it is. The only reason it's unfortunate timing. Anti shoutouts to Mandela Catalog. David and I were kind of looking over that. This is a character that's not the character at all from there, but like the character in Mandela Catalog, those kind of things kind of also follow along the lines of mimics.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate at very best. Yeah, that sucks. Stop being bad people. PSA. What's up, my Becky?
Yes. Also, real quick, for Adrian, in case you go back for it, and Crazy Pepperoni. In the Discord general chat there, I threw in walkthrough. I usually recommend people from GameFAQs, as well as a video that helps you basically get a Gold Chocobo on Disc 1, usually within like an hour or so.
Nice.
Wow. All right. Fair enough. David, what you been
actually,
playing?
nope. I sent you the wrong link. Let me fix that.
Wow. I need to get you a walkthrough how to send links, dude.
Hell yeah.
I still have to get over that little. Like I don't know. I have a mental block with using guides sometimes. I don't know why.
It's that old school mentality. I've talked with some people of like, especially in an RPG, half the point of it back in the day was the discovery, the adventure, and having those kind of conversations like, oh, I didn't find that with your buddies, and then then having that kind of like schoolyard, like, oh, you gotta go here, do this thing, and having like half memories of how you even achieved something to begin with. But honestly, ever since I was young, fuck it, I've been a guide person. Back with, if anyone remembers, cheatcc.com. What was my first go-to in the day?
What was it? Cheat CC and was it like Cheat Planner or Code Planner or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones, man. I'll never forget.
Those are my go-tos a lot.
The feeling of when I first discovered what Google was, like when I was like a child, and I just went to this website called Google and typed in cheat codes and just like pages of cheat codes, and I was like, holy shit. That's like one of the craziest moments of my life. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Oh man. Nice, but thank you, David. Let's do that then. David, what you been playing this week?
I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah.
I won't give any spoilers or anything. I will just simply say that I am roughly at the half-ish way point, like in terms of if you're just looking at it from like the chapter perspective. I'm halfway through the game in terms of chapters. But chapter 7 is where basically the massive bulk of the side content really comes in. And I'm already like 28-ish hours into the game. So just at the halfway point, 28-ish hours in, it's a fucking girthy game. My only real major complaint is that there's way too many mini games. They try to do a lot of variety in how you explore and move about the world. So a lot of things that would normally just be like, just go here and do this thing, or go here, fetch this thing and turn it in. They try to make it a little bit more interesting. So like, there's this mini game that you have to do to kind of traverse to a certain area, but it's actually Wave Race 64. Which I was like, oh fuck, okay, that's kind of neat, I guess.
Nice.
But then there are some mini games that are even worse than the fucking pull-up mini game in the original. And there's I don't know, there's just everything is a mini game. There's always some kind of mini game for something to do in the game, and I feel like they could have just cut back development time by not throwing in so many fucking mini games. Fort Condor is still a lot of fun. Queen's Blood is mid. It's not a bad little game, but it's not a great card game either. Especially where it's not really a card game.
It's an
more
interesting
like
distraction.
a board control game. Yeah, it's fine, but I'm still getting all the cards along the way, doing every side quest along the way. I really, really like a lot of what they've done to update the characters for most part. They do a lot to really give a feeling that this is a group of people, that they are all at some point taking turns talking to one another along their travels, that they all have their own.
Oh, it's gonna make that
journeys.
scene be really good then, you know the scene.
I'm curious about it because I'm curious about it. But it's definitely one of those things that the only changes that I don't like and I said it before in when I ranted about FF7 Remake Part 1, I still don't like how they're handling Sephiroth.
Okay.
There's a lot of changes where, again, he's too fucking present and too involved. And there are some interesting moments with him. They do use him in some creative ways, but then they can't fucking help themselves and overuse him constantly. Um, so it's a little infuriating. But beyond that, a lot of the character dynamics are great. It's fantastic seeing the character interactions, and from a gameplay perspective, everything feels so much tighter, so much better than Remake Part
I'm
1.
hearing really good
Uh,
accolades for Barrett.
Barrett is the fucking heart of the party in so
Which,
many ways. Like,
yeah, big shouts to a Japanese game getting a black protagonist, like nailing it, right? Because like I feel like a lot of times they're just like, they're all right, they're good,
well,
but like this one like really just like solidifies like just really a figurehead. I feel like,
especially in FF7 original,
especially that early on,
I
right?
like Barrett in that, yeah. But I mean, he was basically just an angrier Mr. T, really.
Right. They really bucked a lot of that.
Yeah, no, he really comes into his own, and also listening to his dialogue a lot. Every side quest that you do has at least one party member that kind of ties into their own personal journey,
Uh-huh.
which helps to give a lot more dynamic background. So like, there's this one side quest I did where Barrett is just kind of listening to this family's problems, and then he's like, "Oh, my little girl, I'm so afraid that I'm not going to be, an adult enough to let her fly and spread her wings. Oh fuck, I'm gonna be a helicopter parent. I just know it. I just know it." And just, it's one of those beautiful things that is a very, that was one of the defining features of Barrett that kind of set him apart from the Mr. T archetype that he was his complex relationship with his
I
daughter.
pity the fool.
But also his relationship with his wife. There's one scene in it that was just fucking soul crushing and endearing at the same time, with Barrett reflecting back on his wife, and it's just like, fucking, oh my god, goddamn. But yeah, no, for most part, 100%, I see why this game is getting so many accolades, and is getting a lot of people calling this their game of the year. There's still some flaws to the game. It's not flawless, but it's fucking good.
Nice. Hey, I don't mean to be jumping back and forth, but as I was skimming through something, I found a solid thread about some facts about Kiri Turner. If you want to go through those real quick, it's just a couple
Hell
of
yeah,
highlights.
let's do it. We all have the ADHDs here. It's fine.
Yeah, one favorite character in Dragon Ball, Piccolo. Cool. Let's
I mean,
see.
it certainly wasn't Vegeta.
His favorite new gen anime manga is Black Clover. He
Interesting.
made the Super Saiyan like that to save time and ink.
Yes.
He said, and the thing said, even though moments where it's Toriyama sounded lazy, he was overall hardworking and dedicated. And the quote says, "I pulled 4 all-nighters, slept for 20 minutes, and pulled 3 all-nighters. I felt like dying. That sounds like insanity." The one that we all know, Akira Toriyama was a video game designer for Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger. Let's see. He never wanted to write. He never wanted to become a shonen battle manga writer, but everyone suggested to him. He started writing manga for money in the start and almost quit before his success. He's a big fan of Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan also loved Dragon Ball. He takes a lot of inspiration from daily life, fruits, vegetables, drinks, food items, and random things. Kakarot, carrot, Vegeta, vegetable, broccoli, radish, etc., etc. Let's see. I like this one. This is the one that made me want to talk about real quick. So, he was really, really heartbroken that Hollywood just denied every bit of his input for the live action Dragon Ball. And so when he was supportive of it and said, "Hey, treat it like a different interpretation, but after watching it, he was horrified and decided to revive the series. So that's why he made Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, because he saw the live action, said fuck that, and made more.
Hell yeah.
Um,
It was also a song that influenced him for doing Resurrection F.
oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there was a song he was listening to. He's like, "Fuck yeah, that's getting me pumped. Let's go."
Nice. And then yeah, unfortunately, some of the comments that people have been digging around says that he has been sick since last year. What is
Yeah.
his final comment was finally, I'd like to thank everyone who has supported me so far. I'm not sure how much more I can do, as I'm not very confident about my health, probably due to my lifestyle when I was younger. But I'll try my best to create more interesting pieces of work. So please continue to support me. So big shout outs to the GOAT. Big shout outs.
Also, it's interesting. There was a mangaka way back when basically the grandfathers of the manga industry died, like Tezuka and another whose name is escaping me right now. He kind of talked about the fact that the manga industry, especially at that time, and still to this day, really, and we saw it with Murray of Berserk fame, where it's such constant burn, one end of the candle to the other, day in and day out. And he's like, I would go to these meetings with these other creators, and you'd be talking to people like Tezuka and many others, where they're like, bro, I haven't slept in like 2 days, and maybe I'll take like a 3 hour nap after this party, and then get right back to it. And he's like, bro, I fucking take a 10-hour sleep every fucking day. I find time. I don't give a shit. And it's kind of one of those things where he tried to constantly tell all, his colleagues essentially, the importance of sleep. And a lot of mangaka, from what I was actually just kind of looking up, tend to die in their 50s to 60s, probably just because their bodies are being destroyed by this constant churn and burn lifestyle.
Big shout outs. I need to fix that eventually, dude. My sleep patterns suck. I'm trying to fix it. Kels, sorry I missed yours. Late, but we in here. Let's go. What up? What up?
Hell yeah. Also, real quick, the Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne tabletop RPG is now officially up for purchase through a specific publisher for that. Let me pull that up here real quick. Lion Wing Publishing. It's $60 to get the PDF and hardcover combo. If you play tabletop RPGs and like SMT, fucking go pick that up. I've had my eyes on the SMT tabletop RPG series for many years. Sadly, never got any translation, official, fan, or otherwise, until now. Please, if you like tabletop RPGs, go fucking buy that and support it. Show Atlas that, bro, we fucking want tabletop stuff. Let's go. As a tabletop player, definitely want more systems coming over here.
I just realized I'm not supposed to have internet. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Just let's go.
Let's go. I shouldn't have internet. I canceled Xfinity like a week ago.
What?
I was supposed to connect my router for my Verizon. I just got lazy because I just haven't really been in my house, and I just realized I'm like, yeah, that should not be on right now, but I guess I'll call
Might
them.
want to follow up with them and make sure that's actually canceled.
Yeah, in which case I have records of them saying I canceled, so I'm just gonna ask for my money back. AA Pepperoni is Dead by Daylight any more beginner friendly?
I mean, I can't really say too much because like I mostly play custom matches with my friends, but
Okay.
uh,
I just remembered that Alan Wake chapter, so I'm like, oh, maybe I do get back into that.
yeah.
Maybe. David, anything else you've been playing?
No, that's the only thing that has had my attention is FF7 Rebirth.
Fair. So I've been playing a lot of different games, but we'll kind of bleed that into what I got because of reason. April, are you a collector of any sorts?
I mean, the closest thing is like comics and some manga, and then
Oh.
one time I got a little Gremlin figurine, so that's the closest thing
Hell
to
yeah.
collecting for me.
Nice.
All right, I gotta ask, what are some of your favorite comic series?
I mean, my friend has been getting me into the Walking Dead comics because the show just isn't doing it for me. So
Oh, where'd you stop at the show though?
I don't. I look. Maybe I should have given it a more of a chance, but I'm gonna be honest. I kind of stopped at like the midpoint of season 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I have finished season 2, and that's kind of where I stopped as well.
So what I'll say is I understand. Season
Right.
2 in particular is also very slow. I do think season 2 is better on binge, but it was very slow. I think it gets really solid up until about season 5, 6. Pretty much universally, everyone kind of slumped off after that. But then I've heard among people that I trust very, very wholeheartedly that it did redeem itself towards the end and like really pick back up. So
Right.
I would say if you ever find curiosity, I'd say read the comics. If the comics intrigue you, go back to the show and give it up until like season 6. I'd say. The comics are amazing though.
Yeah, I was on because my friend has like all 4 compendiums. I think that's all 4.
Yeah.
And I'm on the 3rd one right now, so
It's really good, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
Nice.
Other. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go for it.
Other than that, I mean, I'm trying to get into the IDW TMNT books, but you know, trying to maybe save them, maybe less spending.
That's fair.
But yeah.
That's fair. I respect that. David, what'd you get?
Hell yeah. Real quick, I will say, if you haven't read it yet, and you are a fan of specifically Doctor Doom, Doom 2099. Fantastic fucking run. Read that.
You know, last year I was actually very considering checking out the 2099 books because when I found out it wasn't just Spider-Man 2099, I was like, how have I not heard of this?
The 2099 series is very hit and miss. I do like Spider-Man 2099 and Iron Man's 2099, but seriously, Doom 2099 is peak because it's still Doom. It is literally the whole premise of Doom 2099 is he was basically frozen and reawakened in the future. He wakes up pissed off that Reed Richards died and it wasn't because of him and someone else has taken over his country. So he's like, fuck you, I'm Doom, I'm taking my country back, and becomes a freedom fighter because of it.
That's sick.
Holy shit.
It's fucking great.
I like that.
I want to watch it. Not read it. Read it more.
Yeah, no. Doom 29. Fantastic fucking Doom story. But yes. But yes, for stuff I got this for free recently. The Next Tetris. And then two of my limited run games finally came in. Also, I don't know if any of y'all have fucking run into this, but there is now someone with such a hate boner for limited run games that they actually will start posting on anyone reacting to limited run games on Twitter with a fucking brigade of like, nah, fuck limited run games. They fired one of their people.
I jumped into one of those this morning just for fun.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, limited run games, not the greatest of companies. But, however, at the end of the day, when my choice is to either get it when it's brand new or pay quadruple for it and more often than not, to get it on the secondary market to not directly give them my money, I'm unfortunately gonna get it through them because I fucking want my physical discs. That's just the unfortunate reality of where I live in life.
I still don't. I'm not a fan of them. But I will say that
Same.
I am very happy they got rid of the limited print runs, where it's like, hey, only 2,000 of these copies, better pre-order right away. Is where it was really that's where the majority of the unethicality got with it, where it's like, all right, well, you have 2,000 copies. Saving 5 for your friends, that's kind of annoying, and that's pretty fucked up. But now that it's open
Yeah.
pre-order, I understand it's frustrating, right? I get it. Like I understand why it's frustrating that people are like, oh, this game that I wanted here, couldn't get it, and now it's this much money. I get that. That's not their fault at that point. You had an open window. If you missed it because either you just couldn't afford it or you just weren't even a fan at the time, that just sucks. But like that, there's no way around that. Like, it, it's either a game gets a physical copy through that or not at all.
Exactly.
So,
Uh, and so with that in mind, I got my physical copies of Persona 3 Portable and
yeah, I
Persona
forgot you all
4
got
Golden on
Xbox. That's so
Xbox.
interesting to me.
I got them on Xbox specifically because I expect these to be the harder to find versions. I imagine most people are going for the Switch version, and the people that are not going for the Switch version are getting the PlayStation version.
Yeah, the novelty of having it on Xbox seems kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
I would
Especially
totally.
where in. Okay.
No, I would totally get them on Xbox if I could.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that prior to basically the last year, the only Xbox game that has ever been available for SMT has been Shin Megami Tensei 9 back on the original Xbox, which sadly we never got in the West. But that's such a wild thing to me.
Right. Kel's had a couple comments in here and mentioned a little while back, and we missed it. Has anyone checked out the new Ultimate run yet? I have not.
No, Yeah, Marvel, I imagine.
No. I want to check out the older ones, but I saw that newer ones came out, so I'm not sure if the newer ones are any good.
I don't recommend the older Ultimate line, honestly.
At least Ultimate Spider-Man, at least.
I
don't know.
I don't know. Ultimate Spider-Man had its moments here and there, but like Ultimate Marvel was a terrible line. We had such phenomenal things like Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch fucking each other, and just being in an active relationship as brother and sister, and Magneto knows about it. And beyond that, they're not even Magneto's kids; they're Wolverines. Because Wolverine basically cuts Magneto behind his back. And Ant-Man fucking kills people in the most brutal ways possible, which on one level is kind of cool. On the other hand, they decided to also ramp up his domestic violence to 11. Ultimate is not great.
I will say the one thing I know, besides Ultimate Spider-Man, some parts of it, there was one video I came across that talked about one part of what was it? The Avengers are like aren't they called the Ultimates in the universe or whatever?
Yes.
But literally, it's the most strange thing I've ever heard or witnessed because they included the comic panels, but Hulk was like so angry that Betty didn't fucking
Oh, yes.
yeah, and that just made me like reconsider if I should ever check out Ultimate.
Yeah, I personally would never recommend the Ultimate line, other than like you have run out of things to look at. It's kind of the same reason why that even though I like Logan the film, I never recommend anyone go back and look at the actual Old Man Logan run, because also there's a lot of weird, heinous shit in there, like the Hulk having weird cousin rape babies. So yeah, there's a lot of weird fucked up shit in some of those.
That aside, I'm maybe the newer Ultimate line is maybe better than what you're saying, or what it was, but I
can
can't really say
hope.
for sure since I haven't checked it out.
I'm gonna hope, but guilt by association, I don't know. It immediately turns me off by having that line name attached to it. Although,
Yeah,
real
maybe.
quick, Another comic recommendation on the other side of the fence of the big two. Blackest Night is one of my favorite mini storylines on the DC side. That one was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cal's that thing, and then forgot to mention something. Cal said saying X company is unethical as a reason not buy it again is slippery slope.
I mean, that is why I do stop buying from a lot of companies. There is the argument to be made that there is no ethical consumption under capitalism, and I feel like that's kind of a self-defeating standpoint to have. At the end of the day, and I've said this many times throughout the years on this podcast, you should always vote with your wallets. There should always be a level of, if you don't support something, or if you truly feel strongly enough about something, you shouldn't go ahead and give money to people that basically endorse the things you don't like. There is the unfortunate thing that there are some series that, or some products that are always going to go ahead and be something I really want. Barring that, and rewind real quick, because the argument that people always use is like, oh, you would never have a cell phone then, or a computer then, because of the child labor that goes into mines and shit like that. That's all fucking horrible. It's also the unfortunate reality that in our current era, we can't be without computers or phones. I am unfortunately always going to have to fork over money to have one of these devices that I know horrible labor practices have gone into supporting the creation of these devices. You can't escape it.
Most of those devices are just used for communication anyway, so like nobody's going to question you if you buy a computer or like a phone.
Exactly. But when it comes to games and categories like that, it is one of those situations where at the end of the day, I do feel that you don't need necessarily a game per se. I am much more comfortable and willing, and have demonstrated many times. I still to this day have not done anything with Activision Blizzard. As much as I am actually curious about that weird fucking better than it should be Cowboy Bebop crossover with Overwatch 2.
Which I hear that some of the my sister talk about some of the costumes not being that great.
Fine
Most
then,
of them,
but
most of them are all right,
but still, I have still not touched an Activision Blizzard game in years. As much as I have been a hardcore Diablo fan since Diablo 1, I haven't bought Diablo 4. I didn't buy Diablo 2 Remake, which I have literally thousands of hours in the original Diablo 2. I still never got that when that remake came out. I have stuck very much to my principles on, even though there are certain things I am a hardcore fan of, I don't need that. There are unfortunately some things where, like Final Fantasy, I've spoken out a lot about fucking blockchain and crypto bullshit. Square Enix, thankfully, has gotten fucked over a lot by their attempts to get into those markets. But I was never not going to get something Final Fantasy related. That's just the unfortunate thing of they got me by the balls there. Same thing with Atlas. I fucking hate Atlas's scummy DLC practices because it's just the evolution of their scummy re-release practices. At least back in the day, it was kind of justifiable because you couldn't amend the games. But, however, when we're in the era of $70 games and you're buying a fucking DLC that's $30 on top of that $70 game you bought, if you just bought the base version, not even the fucking deluxe version or the fucking collector's edition, which didn't come, the audacity of knowing you were going to be going ahead and doing a fucking season pass and not including a fucking redemption system for collector's edition buyers, fuck off. But again, SMT has me by the balls. Unless Atlas does something genuinely fucking reprehensible, I'm always gonna buy a fucking SMT game. And that's kind of where it comes from, is I will always try to vote with my wallet. I will always try to avoid things that, even many things that I hold and cherish. Like, final example I'll give, Buffy the Vampire Slayer was a very prominent series for me when I was younger. It was actually a way I bonded with some of my family members, and it was something that I really adored. And I used to think of Joss Whedon as a very fascinating writer and a very creative individual. And then all the shit came out about him. Got rid of all my Buffy shit. Got rid of all my Firefly stuff. Never touched anything again. I saw that they're doing a Blu-ray release of Buffy. Not fucking touching that with a 10-foot pole. Never bought any of the Fallout comics because of that. And that was a major defining point in my childhood. And a very unfortunate thing that I would love to fucking go back, but I won't even pirate the shit. I won't ever fucking touch Buffy again. And that's a very unfortunate thing for me. And that is just me being that person that is willing to commit to voting with my wallet and not supporting people that are shitty human beings. I know that's not everyone's priorities. I know that's not something many people care about. That's just me, though.
Right.
Sorry to go down that long-winded tangent.
No, you're good.
That's
Hey,
completely fair. Yeah.
say again?
No, I was just gonna say that's completely fair to have both sides of the opinion for the most part.
Yeah, I mean it's not a black and white issue. I think sometimes.
No. Like most things in life, as much as people don't want to admit it, it's a grayscale. And most things in life are fucking grayscale. There's definitely some things that are very black and white. Case in point, child abuse. That's very fucking black and white. There is no but maybe side of that argument, but
Absolutely.
there for most part, life is grayscale, and I think people want too much to go ahead and put things into neat little categories and neat little organizations of this is good, this is bad, and it has to be these ways, and that's just not the reality. Life is balance.
Speaking of balance, I forgot to mention at the top of the show. My bad. And I know I have bad ADHD today. My bad. But big shouts to Godzilla putting his work and getting himself his Riley Due award because he's been working hard for 70 years.
Fucking hell. The second the 4K for that is out, I'm fucking buying it. I was pissed because the fucking Old Boy 4K was like $70.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm not paying $70 for fucking Old Boy. Fuck it, Godzilla -1 comes out. If they want $70 for that, they can have it.
I'm so happy for them
Oh,
because
man.
For Old Boy?
Yeah, because they only did the Old Boy 4K as like a collector's edition. So if you wanted the 4K, you had to pay $70 for it. Which there's definitely been video releases I paid $70 for. Actually, I paid more than that. I think the Evangelion collector's edition when that came out was like $260, and I paid the money for that specifically because they had the ADV dubs in it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that sucks.
Which is still the way I recommend. Oh man, I want to rant so bad about these fucking localization cucks, but no, we'll
Hold off.
we'll hold off till towards the end because it's relevant to other things that I do want to bring up in news. But
All right. Do you get anything else, David?
nope, that's all I got.
So, I got a couple things. I got I forgot to clear this a while back. I got Opus Echo of Starstrong on physical.
I've been meaning to potentially get that.
I've been meaning to play it. I heard amazing things about it. And yeah, got a physical. I forgot I pre-ordered, but whatever. I did. I feel like I bought. I'm sure I bought some humble stuff. But more importantly, David, I spent a good chunk of money on this because I just don't support it that much. I know I'm not gonna do it again for a while, so I popped out the good old little play date here, David.
Yeah.
And I bought like 10 games.
Good shit.
I just went ahead and dug around. And I looked up a bunch of reviews, anything that looked interesting to me, I started grabbing left and right. P Racing, I think the sale's still on, Dave. If you're, I think you're still going, but P Racing is normally like a $12 game. It's $6 now. That's the big one. A handful of really good stuff. Root Bear, I would highly
Yep.
suggest. My students been playing that one. I let them play the play day. That's their favorite. But yeah, I got a good chunk of games. I will say too is I know we support the stuff like itch.io, right? Because it's cool to support directly,
Yes.
do all that. I will say it's a hassle and I have to update. I don't like the idea of having to follow
That's fair.
for update.
Yeah.
You follow a developer for updated versions of that and have to like delete the copy off your play date and move it and put that copy on there. That's annoying as
That's
fuck.
fair.
Therefore, I am thoroughly team catalog, so I am buying fully as much as I could on just catalog. I bought a bunch of stuff on itch.io like last year, whatever the year I bought all this stuff on, but
Yeah.
I am firmly in I buy off the catalog because that is very annoying to deal with, and I am a convenience person.
I do still prefer going to itch.io very much for the same reason why I do like going to GOG for things, which is I can go ahead, download a DRM free copy of the game, and just keep a backup of it just in case.
So, I mean, and it works for PC stuff, right? When you're buying itch.io to put onto a dedicated handheld, it's an extra layer of annoyance that I'm not a fan of. So, itch.io I support. I have bought games out there. I don't want to do that anymore. But yeah,
want that happy life.
Dude,
click download and play.
Yeah, literally on here, and I told you, you haven't bought anything on here yet, right?
No, I won't buy anything on the catalog.
I'd say just buy one thing, just to see the little animation of it, just to get just even like a buck, David. Just do that.
No, I'm not happening.
I think you should.
I will buy everything through itch.io unless for some reason a developer only releases their thing through catalog, and that's my only way of getting access to it. 100% I'll always buy through itch.io.
Oh, no, I don't know why they would ever do that, but it's like I said, it's cute. I think the whole animation of how it goes through things, the little like the chimes and it plays like it's like it's got Wii Shop vibes a little bit too, is why I say. And I think the Wii Shop was cool in how it like almost encouraged you to buy things, which was fun. So I would suggest it still, just even the cheapest thing ever. But yeah, so I've been putting some time into the play date here. I love this thing. This thing's fun. We all said the lack of backlight sucks. It's like you have a time. I actually bought a book light for this thing, so I like, try to attach it to here while I play it on here. It's not the best book light, so I might look for another one to buy and I'll just leave that for actual books. But yeah, I like this thing. I still like messing with it. Anything else? Nope. Hey Pepperoni, let's talk Smash.
All right.
It's time. So how do you want to do this?
The duel.
The duel. I guess just one thing to keep in mind. Maybe some people disagree, but just Echo Fighters, I don't count as like a separate slot. I just always count
hell
as
yeah.
like the same
That's fine.
person.
Agreed.
Alright.
And also I try to include some more villains.
I
'cause
think
like-
that's the way to do
Ooh.
it. I think having an equal side is ideally the best way to do it.
No, I don't think I'm not sure if these are the perfect choice for villains or if they would even be in them, but they were to the best of my ability.
Real quick, is it because just simply you wanted it to be more of a balance with extra villains, or were you thinking of the possibility of where a story mode could be, where there's actually more of a versus of the franchises?
You know, I was kind of thinking a bit of story, but I just kind of wanted more variety in characters.
All right.
Before you get to it, does F-Zero finally have its villain rep?
You'll have to see.
I like it. All right.
So I think maybe the best way to start off is by telling people who I decided to remove.
Are you giving us?
Ooh, okay.
Are you giving us reasons as to why you're removing them, or just let's just go down the list?
I'm going to give some reasons.
Okay.
Some of them
All
you
right.
may not like. Some of them you may probably understand.
Okay.
All right, let's let this man cook.
All right, so I'm going to start small with the Echo Fighters that I'm removing.
Okay. Sorry, Daisy.
Uh, right on the money. Daisy, unfortunately, is gonna leave.
Yep. It's
Fair.
fair.
Daisy's gonna leave. Where is it? I'm looking at my list. People are crossed off. Where is he? Lucina, I'm also going to remove.
Ooh, okay.
This might be a slight spoiler of who I'm keeping, but I just think that we already have one Fire Emblem character from that game, and I think he or she's a little bit more interesting in terms of gameplay style.
Okay.
That's fair.
Next up, also, Chrom. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people really wanted Chrom into Smash, and he got into Smash.
I hope you had fun.
Again, I just think that character is just a tad bit more interesting.
Yeah, we don't need so many blue-haired main character Fire Emblem characters, let's be honest.
And I understand that I'm pretty sure he was also the most popular character from that game, but I just didn't see a reason for him to returning.
I'm gonna. While
does that
you're
mean
doing
Ike
this,
is also gone?
What?
No, is Ike also gone?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
All right.
while you're doing this,
Jumping
I'm
the gun
actually
a
gonna
little.
keep. I'm gonna keep a picture of the roster right now, and alongside you, I'm gonna start crossing some of these off. So,
Alright.
big shout outs to Daisy.
Should I continue?
Yeah, keep going. I'm following along with you now.
Oh, okay. Next up, where is it? Ken. I'm unfortunately removing Ken.
That's fair.
I considered keeping him because, original Echo Fire and that shit, but
he is the best Shoto, but
he is the best Shoto. But I just decided to remove him.
it's because you replaced him with Jury because of the feet crowd.
No.
Oh.
Unfortunately, no.
Sorry, David.
So,
that's the cruelest irony of being a Jury main is that not being into that shit and seeing all the fan arts like this is the most disgusting, heinous shit. You all should fucking sit in a corner.
And then you download it.
Absolutely not. Well, feet are the most disgusting part of the human body.
You know what? I just realized if I remove a certain other Echo Fighter, I'm kind of spoiling another character. So let me just get to the characters that full-on characters. So starting, I have my list weird, so it might not.
No, that's fine. You do it, man.
Full-on character I'm really the cutting is Rosalina Luma because I think the last time they were kind of relevant, besides the Mario Kart games and the party games, was 3D World, and not counting 3D World and Bowser's Fury. That was in what 2015.
Right.
Last time she was kind of relevant.
Right.
And I agree with you.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say is I think you're underestimating how much of a fucking fan base she has.
Oh shit.
Like that is one of the most simp for Nintendo women I see is Rosalina.
Really? Even more than
Yes.
Daisy? Even more than
Far
Daisy?
more than Daisy. I almost never see Daisy. Maybe it's just my side of the internet, but almost even more than Peach, I see Rosalina simped
Didn't
for.
someone try to buy up all the Rosalina Luma amiibo just because how much they hated Rosalina?
That's dumb if that's the case,
I
but
thought I vaguely remember that story. I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Oh god.
that's
um,
okay.
but yeah, I don't know. I just felt that, like, yeah, sure, people do love her. I just felt that some part of relevancy kind of matters, and I just think
Fair.
besides the fan base, she hasn't really appeared in much games since 3D World.
Yeah, so I posted the story up there right now. Man hate buys Rosalina Luma amiibo in bulk so fans can't have them.
What the fuck is wrong with
Yeah,
people? That's not how that works.
there's the article up there if you want. So I mean, I'd argue that that adds to the simp status because that's how bugged they were because how much people loved Rosalina. But this is fair. I'm
Personally,
sorry.
I think she's confused. I think he just wanted the amiibos for himself.
That could be
True.
true.
Those are going in jars, let's be honest.
Yeah.
So really quick, just to make sure I'm on point with you, we've deleted from existence Daisy, Lucina, Chrom, Ken, and Rosalina.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Next up, also, this one I actually really wanted to keep in because of the skins, and I thought it was a really cool idea that they were added in Smash 4 and beyond.
Bowser Jr.
And yes, Bowser Jr. unfortunately is getting also Ken because
That's fair.
kind of the same reason. I don't really see much of him, and like sure he was in Bowser's Fury, actually. I just when it came down, he was like one of the few characters that I was like considering keeping in, but I just had to get rid of him because of space.
We got done with an esports game late, and they actually had a Bowser Jr. player who played under the Morton skin, who just sounds like Taz. It's so funny.
Wait, you mean Taz the wrestler?
No, like the Tasmanian devil, like ooh, ooh,
Oh, that is not what I think of immediately when I think of Taz. That's why I had to double check.
Oh, well, I say Taz. I got a reinvigoration for Taz because Shouts Multiverse is coming back.
Hell yeah. Shout outs to that, I guess.
Bowser Jr. cut.
So yeah, Bowser Jr. cut, unfortunately. Even though I thought it was really cool that they had the skins as just like the Koopalings, that was really
Right.
cool.
Yeah,
But unfortunately, I have nothing done. Next up, I'm sure all of you can agree with this. Piranha Plant. I'm sorry, it was a good, weird pick, but it was just kind of unnecessary for Ultimate. I feel like.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
meme
I
was funny.
appreciate the out there-ness of it, but
In fact, I was really considering maybe doing joke characters similar to Piranha Plant. I was thinking maybe, but I kind of just
Wiggler.
forgot about that. Yeah. So next up,
Okay, can we talk about that for like a few seconds? I feel like it shouldn't have been Piranha Plant. It should have been PD Piranha. It should have been like a character, right? Like it should have been like the King Boo, PD Piranha. Like I've been fine with that, rather than just a random Piranha Plant.
I mean, if we were going to use the too big excuse, I mean, we already have fucking Ridley in Ultimate, so I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, he's not too big. He's in Double Dash. He's fine.
Well, yeah. It's just like size him down a little bit, keep his little chains or whatever, and yeah.
I get that he's the final Smash, but let's have PD Piranha. I'd be much more inclined to play Piranha Plant if it was PD Piranha. I don't know why. I just would.
Alright, so scrolling past the Donkey Kong characters, because believe it or not, I actually decided to keep all of them.
Okay. That's fair.
We're going on to Zelda, and it's going to be Sheik.
Get rid of Sheik. Interesting.
Really?
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
I have to ask, and maybe it's a spoiler, but is it because you're recombining her into Zelda?
No.
Oh, interesting. All right.
I correct me if I'm wrong. Sheik was only in Ocarina of Time, besides like maybe Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
like it's good to have like representation from like I think probably one of the most popular Zelda games. I just feel like I don't think she she should probably return. I don't
No,
know.
I
I just
understand. This Mad Lad has basically included Link's uncle from A Link to the Past, so I understand.
I'm gonna also put the roster so far on top of A Pepperoni's camera, just
Fair
so
enough.
viewers out there can
Have something to look at.
get a glimpse of what it's looking like so far. Let me see if how best I can get this, but keep going.
All right, and continuing the Legend of Zelda removal, I'm removing Toon Link and Young Link as well.
Okay.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
I mean, I think we're cool. Like, kind of maybe not, but like uh, actually no. Spoiler alert: Dr. Mario is also not on this list,
All
and I just
right.
feel
Fair.
like if you're not changing the character too much, I feel like there shouldn't be just like a multiple version of a single character.
Is that
Yeah,
why
this isn't
it
the
is?
Mortal Kombat days where we're just gonna copy and paste characters. The development costs are expensive now. Put your time
Yeah,
wisely.
Is that why Era's Dark Samus gonna be part of your spoiler talk later?
maybe.
Okay. Okay.
No,
Okay.
Dark
Maybe.
Samus stays, but they're a whole new
Oh,
character
yeah,
now.
sorry, I misunderstood that. Yeah, Dark Samus unfortunately stays.
Okay.
Is going to
Dark
Stays.
stay.
Samus does stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fascinating. All right. Giving her
And
the old Ganondorf treatment then.
yeah, in fact, speaking of Samus, I removed Zero Samus as well. Zero Suit Samus as well. Because
The Coomers are crying right now.
why? Why?
The Coomers love Zero Suit Samus. That is everyone's favorite Etsy cosplay is Zero Suit Samus.
Like, it was an interesting idea, but I feel like if you were going to include Zero Suit Samus, just implement it into Samus, you know?
But
But
she had a lot of fun times with that Pikachu in Subspace Emissary.
So I would
don't
like
know.
to I would like to point out just how terrible of a person Aperoni is right now. 5 women have been cut from the roster.
Hey,
Uh,
okay, sorry.
3 2 men, 2 young boys. Bowser Jr. kind of encapsulates a lot of them, and then we got Plant, so that doesn't really count either way.
Look, I love women.
See, he's trying to like stealth come in here like he's pretending he's not a Coomer by getting rid of Zero Suit Samus, but we know what's up.
Yeah.
Look, if I were given a choice, I would turn Daisy into like a soccer character, with Mario Striker's character. But look,
Oh, that actually would have been a really good idea
we
for
need
her.
some
Fucking A.
strength.
All right.
Well,
Strength.
I've been of the mind, and I still stand by it 100%. And I think they should if they do a future Smash, which they will eventually. But I'm curious where the route. But anyway, that Waluigi is the Mario sports rep.
I mean, here's the thing. Like that's like the obvious direction to go. I've heard some more interesting ideas of just like making him more unique by I don't know, just like having his moves more like cruel, I guess. You know, like a leg sweep or like gut punching you and stunning you or whatever.
Basically, he turns into Eddie Guerrero, is what happens.
Okay.
Make his moves not just be make him the biggest asshole.
Fair.
But yeah, you could. I think you can still like implement some of those things, but I just think you for like if you really want to go for like the ultimate sports route, you can just make Daisy the sports character.
The only reason I say that is because Legacy, right? Because Waluigi being introduced in a sports
Right.
game.
And like Mario Tennis.
Right. But otherwise, I can see that either way. Continue. Next character.
Wait, should we wait for David?
We'll catch him up.
Uh,
He's having some conversation with either his cat or his wife right now.
Okay. Okay, so for next character, again, this was really hard, but it really came down to some of the characters. This might be a little bit controversial. I decided to remove one of the original 12 characters.
Oh, yeah, that is very
Alright,
controversial.
Fucking still in there. She's still in there.
You know what? If we're going with one of those, if we're coming with an original 12 cut, then yeah, let's hold off on Dave. Is there a way we could skip past that, or is that gonna be a spoiler?
Yeah, we'll skip that for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, this is also hard but I decided to remove Falco and Wolf.
And Wolf. Okay.
And Wolf. I wanted to keep Wolf because of the villain rep and whatever.
Right.
But I just felt space. It just came down to space.
All right. Hey, if it came down to space, why are we not keeping them in, huh?
Hey, don't worry. Look, maybe we can include him in like DLC if we
I'm just
really
saying.
want him.
With space, we need the space animals. Then I'm just saying, but that's fair.
My boy David's back.
Yeah, David missed already two big. Hold on, he's getting this.
There we go.
Hey, you missed. Everybody just went out with the shank all of a sudden.
What?
Yeah, I'll let him say his cuts in a second, but let me say he decided he was gonna say this next. I said let's wait for you. He's cutting one of the original 12 coming up here in a second.
What?
Yeah, but we skipped.
Fucking Kirby's gone. Who gives a shit about Kirby?
We'll skip that right now. But then, you want to tell him the two that you just cut, which is pretty crazy to me.
Look, okay. I decided to cut Falco and Wolf.
Both is crazy to me. If you said Falco, I thought you were gonna say Falco, and I was like, all right, I can see the Falco, but Falco and Wolf is pretty crazy. But I'll follow you.
I get it with the logic that you set though, because you're like, I don't want people that are too similar. All right, fine, I get it. That's why Falco's gone. But I also get that you're like, I also want to try to keep it to something that's more relevant. I don't know when Star Fox will ever be relevant again. So, all right, fine, fair enough.
Okay.
Oof,
that one hurts me. Wolf and Fox being like just so stark contrast to each other is so cool to me. But I respect that.
If there was one character that nobody really gave a shit about, I would honestly remove them instead of Wolf. But I just
fair.
God.
You know what? I can't take anticipation. I think we want to hear which veteran, which super veteran gets cut.
So it's gonna be Yoshi.
Yoshi.
It's gonna be Yoshi.
What?
Whoa.
Holy!
I was thinking Ness. I was like, surely Ness or Jigglypuff, maybe, but
look, I think like, despite Earthbound not being like a very popular series like nowadays, or like I wouldn't say popular, but I guess relevant, I still decided to keep him just because I feel like, it's sort of a retro title at this point, I feel like. But Yoshi,
I was expecting like Jigglypuff. Let's be honest here. I was like, he's gonna get rid of some of these fucking Pokemon. I get it.
Spoiler alert, I still cut Jigglypuff.
oh, two.
Holy hell! Man is out for blood. Goddamn.
Yoshi surprises me. I think thus far, I think Yoshi is the biggest one because I think Yoshi's still super iconic. You see plushies of Yoshi. Yoshi still has that game Crafted World, right? That still came out on Switch.
And such a dynamic style, not like anyone else's play style.
This might be an even bigger thing, but I think he would just work better as like an assist trophy. You know, just swallowing up enemies and then shooting them out and explosive eggs. Instead,
I understand that completely. I just hate it. Like I mean I don't hate that
I don't
idea.
disagree either.
I don't hate the idea. I just hate it. It's like seeing because Yoshi's one of my first dog I ever had was named Yoshi. You know, so that's like just like seeing just one of your friends like. Yeah, one of your friends just like running off, like you know, your friends like, all right, man. It's like one of those like it truly feels like a goodbye at that point. You're like, damn, all right. But we're going with it, dude. You keep cooking. You keep cooking.
So yeah, so Yoshi, and I already said Jigglypuff, so that's 2 of the original 12. That's all for now. That's all
for now.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. Just those 2.
Okay, the original. All right, everyone else safe.
Yes, nobody else. Captain Falcon's still there. Ness is still there.
Okay.
So going into Pokemon, I decided to cut good amounts, I'd say.
Pichu, get the fuck out of here. We don't need Pichu here.
Yeah, Pichu, get the fuck out of here. Pichu, get the fuck out of here.
That's fair. Entirely.
I don't think I have to give a reason for that.
Nope.
Didn't need to be there. Was cute that I was there for one game, but.
Yep. This one, I just thought like. We already have Pikachu, and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Mewtwo's like in the same gen as the Pikachu.
Yeah,
I think, right?
Yeah, Mewtwo is one of the original 151.
I cut Pokemon Trainer.
Okay.
And like Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, gone.
Okay.
And I kind of gave you the reason why. It's just I think Pikachu and Mewtwo are just a bit more, you know.
Sure.
To me, they represent Gen 1 more than the starters, in my opinion. Just
so does that mean that Lucario's gone as well?
Why do you keep ruining my reveals? Yes, Lucario is gone.
No!
Lucario is fortunately gone. I wanted to keep him too. I just thought Lucario... again, one of the few that I had to... It came down to cutting it down, and Lucario just kind of felt that.
I mean, that leaves one last Pokemon.
Yes, surprisingly, I decided to also cut Incineroar.
No!
Yeah, no, I agree.
He represents one of the distinctive fighting styles missing in Smash. He gives us them good old luchadors.
I think Incineroar did not need to belong in there to begin with.
He is one of the most distinct Pokemon because of competitive.
I wanted to keep him so much because of the luchador style of fighting.
What's your hold on? I need to interrupt. What's your final count
of characters?
Yes.
I'm keeping 48.
Holy hell!
You know what though? That number still seems it seems big, but it's not big because you realize you got to cut about 30 of these guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say like half the fucking roster.
My reasoning. Okay, so to kind of go on a little side tangent before we get to more cuts.
Yeah.
I tried to kind of keep it fairly realistic, and in my head, I feel like if Nintendo was to get another Smash game, which they're probably most likely they're working on one in like a few years or whatever.
There will be another Smash game at some point.
What's that? With which two? We will get a Smash game every console gen. Just one, but we will get one.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Hold on. I would say the same thing about Mario Kart, dude. Mario Kart's still selling. I'd wager that there is a very realistic possibility of them doing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Smash Ultimate Deluxe.
Okay, to be
I
fair,
don't
they
know,
said
man.
here is smashing all the DLC on cart for fucking Switch 2. Give me. Gimme.
Plus more DLC because like they're doing like they did a whole Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Pass, right, with the whole wave pass thing. I can foresee a world where they just like are not ready because right. I don't want to derail this right now, but like the fact that we're cutting right now, it feels bad, right? Like because we have even though Smash is 5 years old, and in the DLC, I think we're talking like what Sora's been out for about a year or two now, 2 years. It doesn't feel like that long. And you know what? I feel like if they just put a whole new team on it, said, hey, add another, like imagine if we just even this out to like 100 characters. Not going to get there, right? But like even imagine like we get to like 90 characters, 85 characters, 90 characters. If they made that just put that on, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came out almost near Switch launch. Imagine they make that, put that all on same cart, put that out at launch, Switch 2. Everyone's going to buy that. Everyone's going to go forward with it. And then if you keep patching that version of it, so not like, oh, Smash Ultimate's dead. Smash Ultimate Deluxe is getting the patches, getting all this, and that. I don't know, dude. Like, I can see a world where that happens because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the best-selling games of all time.
The only reason I think they wouldn't is because where Sakurai is officially done with it, I think they would want to start fresh and go in a new direction with someone that could lead the series for a long time.
I could see that too.
It's like a reboot. It's like a reboot, you know, or like a kind of. Not exactly fully.
I agree with both you guys. I'm just saying that I think Nintendo's also scared to do that, right? Because this is one of your babies. Like this is the one that you imagine like a new Mario game just not having Miyamoto involved whatsoever, right? Like that's kind of where we're at almost. And I'm sure they're just like, can you imagine like maybe they test out a new guy with this. Maybe they're like, let's put the new guy on a game that everyone likes already and just see how it goes, rather than like, let's abandon the old game and try a new guy on this one. Because what's gonna happen if they do that and it fucks up, it's you got Melee 2, right? Now you got a bunch of boomers stuck on Melee, and now you got a bunch of zoomers stuck on Ultimate. Smash players have been very notorious on fuck that game. I'll stay with this one. I don't know if you want to chance it with the reboot when it's not that far off, right? Ultimate's still selling. I don't know if you want to chance it with a reboot and be like, all right, guys, that was fun. Let's start. I mean, I could see it. I mean, like, I could see both ways, but I could 100% see a world where they're like, but let's not rock the boat just yet. Let's wait a little bit longer if we can. Stretch this thing out as much as you can. I'm sure they don't want to look for a replacement for Sakurai. Remember when they announced Brawl, they didn't even ask Sakurai yet if he was even going to work for it. They announced Brawl, and then they cornered the man like that night and said, "Hey, please make this game for us."
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I could see both happening. Honestly, if most likely answer is probably just a re-release with more characters, but in my head, if we were going to make the next Smash game,
yeah. If we're rebooting it, it's a reboot, yes.
If we were doing that, in my head, I would just cut it down to a point where you can still add more characters, even more than Ultimate, and just be as big as Ultimate, if not close to Ultimate's roster.
This is fair.
That was like the head.
Yeah. You know, I think you're going fine. I want to throw a wrench in that for a second because I get it. I get it though. Yeah. All right, let's keep the pain going.
Unfortunate. Let's see. So you mentioned Ness. Why not remove Ness?
Because we're removing Lucas.
I'm removing Lucas.
That's fair.
You know, it does come down to them sort of, kind of playing similar to each other, but it also comes down to something else, which is
we'll never get Mother 3.
Mother 3 is Japan exclusive. And I feel like, honestly, as a joke, it would be funny if they just added Lucas for the Japan exclusive.
That'd be so stupid.
But yeah. Um. So next one is Ice Climbers. Unfortunately,
Really?
yes, I think like yeah, like they're really
Getting rid of
cool,
one of the most creative to play characters.
and it is creative. And I know probably a lot of the Smash community probably loves Ice
No, they
Climbers.
fucking hate
Melee
Ice Climbers.
rioted when
No.
fucking Ice Climbers didn't
No,
return.
they fucking hate him.
I just feel like if I don't know, like the casual people are probably not going to be as interested in Ice Climbers as a retro fighter than
Mm.
any of the other ones that they may or may not keep or add.
So this might be a slight spoiler, but I have to ask: is that like a good chunk then potentially of your cuts? Is retro themed characters that don't have modern representation?
I couldn't help myself with the other ones, but I just decided to remove at least one or two of them.
Because I'm gonna assume Rob is on that list then.
We'll see.
All right.
Next up, I think I already told you this. Dr. Mario.
Yep.
I just unfortunate. um, and we're gonna go into Fire Emblem, which spoiler alert, there's a lot of cuts. A lot of
no.
cuts. I already mentioned Cena. I already mentioned Crom.
I'm gonna go ahead and just make some
Next-
crosses here to people I'm already, I'm sure, leaving.
You just better leave my Smash main alone for Ultimate.
I don't know which one yours is, so I'm kind of scared right now, but we'll go.
I'm already crossing
So,
them off, David.
I don't know. Like, to me, I don't know. I wanted more variety in Fire Emblem characters, and before we get into more, I was really considering one that I don't think gets brought a lot, as much as myself, not as much of a Fire Emblem fan. There's one character I was considering adding, but I decided to keep them in DLC. But I'm not gonna spoil who that is yet. But next one,
It's probably fucking fuck, what's his name? Is it Dorcas or something? Fuck. He's like one of the
No.
biggest meme characters from the GBA release
No.
there.
not that one.
So wait, who were your final cuts out of Fire Emblem then?
Yeah, all right,
So-
let's get to it.
I'm just gonna spit them out, and I'm gonna wait for the potential tidal wave that's coming at me. So I already mentioned Lucina, Roy, and
Yeah.
Crom,
Yeah. Actually, wait.
and Byleth.
Oh, fuck you. That's my main. How dare you? Violet is so fun and creative to
Fuck
play
Byleth.
as.
Look,
No, fuck off. I love Violet. I will ride or die with Violet. Get out of here.
so again, I think for
And
I
also,
don't think-
literally the most popular Fire Emblem game.
that was the one thing. Fuck.
No, ignore him. It's fine. Cut him.
No, I will throw hands on this one.
That's fine. He's already cut.
I don't know how people think of Corin. I just felt that was probably the one that people probably care less about? Question mark.
So wait, did you keep
Corrin has a certain strong soft spot for those that got in during the DS era.
did you keep Ike?
No, Ike's gone.
And what about Robin?
Yes.
Okay, so is the only Fire Emblem character gonna be Marth?
Besides Robin, yes.
Okay, so Marth and Robin are both in.
Ooh. So Roy's gone too then.
Yeah, he said Roy earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh. No, Violet should. Oh man, that's the one I'll fight you on. Putting my own biases aside, I feel like, especially because not only did we get 3 houses, but we got a Dynasty Warriors game that was literally just a retelling of 3 houses.
Right.
Just celebrating that game. Like, that is such a weird, phenomenal, popular Fire Emblem
3
game.
snoozes, am I right?
I will fucking throw hands. I will fly down there and throw hands.
They're already gone, so I'm gonna tell you.
No!
Okay, so I'm not generally I'm not saying this to fucking like save my hide, but honestly, I was actually considering keeping Byleth because yes, you stated it was or no, it is one of the most recent and popular Fire Emblem games. I just
Stick with your
I
guns.
I
No, stick. No, here's the thing.
I just
No, that's fair. Stick with your gut, but comma, however, how dare you?
But yeah, I it just came down to cutting people, and
Right.
I feel like Violet out of Marth or Robin, I just felt Violet had to go.
The audacity, but I that's fair, but you're wrong, but you're
Um,
fair.
all right, let's move on from that title. uh, I removed. We're getting into some of the third parties, or kind of dipping our toes into them. I removed Snake, and
Fair.
again, I tried to keep it realistic. I don't think like Castlevania or Metal Gear Solid. I just felt like Metal Gear Solid is probably not going to show up, even though I think Konami's like trying to, you know, give the franchise a bit of a resurgence with the third remake and remasters of the original games. So
Right.
No, and I would expect a lot of the guest characters, honestly, to be gone, to be fair.
and it's really painful because a lot of them I wanted to keep, but I don't see some of them making it in.
Those are licensing fees, man. That's less money you get in your own pocket. I get it.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, I'm removing Wii Fit Trainer, and
Ooh,
I
interesting.
thought
All right.
because I think if I remember correctly, I think like one or two fighters kind of already represent the Wii era, and I just felt we don't need Wii Fit Trainer.
Yep, that's fair.
Just be honest. You just don't want to be called out for being a Coomer, so you're getting rid of Wii Fit Trainer.
Um, it's a good weird pick. I don't know,
Yep. Nope. You're good.
but
Makes sense.
yeah, yeah. Um, I also decided to remove. This is also probably going to get me killed by David over here. I decided to remove Pyra and Mithra.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I still haven't played any of the fucking Xenoblade series, really.
Okay. So I'm in the
Cool. Fuck them then.
now. Um, I don't know. Like people wanted Rex, and I get that Pyra and Mithra is like the one to keep. I also think I don't know. I just felt Pyra and Mithra were probably the ones to go, even though I wanted to keep them so I could add a character from Xenoblade 3. That way we can have like a a trio of like Xenoblade characters or
Yeah.
quadrille, you know.
And
But
also they're girls, like right?
hey, look, there are plenty of girls I'm at. um, and this one probably will make sense, unfortunately, even though he is one of my, well, not yet. I haven't played the game, but still, one of the most popular villains, Sephiroth, is also unfortunately going to be removed.
That would make sense, honestly.
Yes.
Cloud finally got away.
That's because Cloud is going away too.
Yeah. And so this is the last character from the main roster of Ultimate. Wait, no, this is not. Never mind. Wait. Yeah, the last character from main roster of Ultimate that I'm removing. Can you guess who it is?
Joker.
It was no, it was main roster, main roster.
Simon or Richter?
I'm gonna not guess them because you specifically said you would expect them to keep out of Metal Gear or Castlevania, the Castlevania reps. You didn't confirm if you were keeping Rob or not, so
Rob's not in Ultimate. Rob showed up in Brawl.
oh fuck, that's right. Olimar's fucking
Nope.
Echo.
And they never became an Echo. Funny enough. They're an Ultimate costume. They're not an Echo.
Oh, are they? I thought they were
Yeah.
Echo.
No, it's so weird. I don't know why. It's like literally that's the only character aside from like the Bowser Jr. ones, but that doesn't make sense. You're talking. So let me give David a real quick rundown. Inkling, Ridley, Simon, Richter, K. Rool, Isabel, Joker, Hero, Banjo Kazooie, Terry, Min Min, Steve, Kazuya, Sora.
I'm gonna say K. Rool.
No.
So I don't think they would get multiple rare representations again.
I think he's got to be a villain. You got to balance out that DK crew.
I look. I considered because Rare, but Rare's owned by Microsoft. Are they still not? Are they still?
Yeah, they
they
still
are,
are.
but I think that falls under the does not fall under the umbrella because I remember Banjo Kazooie was when Microsoft started having to put their
Yeah.
name on there.
I don't know. Like, and I feel like K. Rool is already connected to Donkey Kong, so maybe Rare just kind of handed over K. Rool back to,
There might have been some
Nintendo, similar
weird
to-
litigation or something like that
similar to
with ownership, right?
maybe similar to how Geno also got handed back to Nintendo from
I
Square.
don't think Gino got handed back. I think Square's just like, yeah, you can use it for now. It's fine.
Right.
Maybe.
Because I'm pretty sure
Um,
Square still owns the rights to Gino.
I thought maybe because of the remake, they would have maybe dealt with something. I don't know.
I mean, that might have been part of the deal for putting the Gino costume in Smash, was to help create a hype for that, essentially.
Yeah, perhaps. But yeah, and I mean, like, I think Nintendo and Microsoft kind of already have like a bit of a friendship going on. So I just
That's fair.
if
Right.
they wanted to keep in a villain, I think K. Rool needs to stay in. And we don't have that much Donkey Kong characters that kind of played differently, or
So
could
is
play
it Diddy
differently.
Kong then?
No, I'm keeping Diddy Kong.
Damn,
I'll
alright.
just cut to the chase. I kind of debated you. I removed Simon and Richter.
Bo.
No, no!
All right.
Logic failed me.
Again, it came down to what characters do I need to remove to make this a bit smaller? And unfortunately, Simon and Richter came into the limelight.
Damn, you know what sucks most about that is we're losing Bloody Tears.
Yes.
True.
Very fun. And so moving into the final bit of characters who are DLC, Joker's getting removed.
Yeah, that's
And
fair. Sad, but fair.
These next two also were very painful. One of them I was even
he's
including
nuts.
because of another of a of another fighting game character already you could, but I had to remove him. Terry Bogard
Yep, that's
and
fair.
Kazuya.
And who?
Yeah, because especially if they go with a different development house for the next one, it kind of makes sense.
Wait,
Yeah.
Terry and who?
Kazuya.
Terry and Kazuya.
Okay.
And also, I kind of thought up of something because I like the idea of adding fighting game characters to this platform fighter. So I was like, maybe I can just remove those two, so I can add maybe 2 or 3 like fighting game characters into like DLC possibly.
And so he's gonna go ahead and add Isaac as represented by the indie fighting game darling. His
Yeah.
fucking name is escaping me right now. I have it. What the hell is it called now?
Fightcraft.
That's gonna bother me. No, there is a fighting game he's in.
Shovel Knight in the cave story, guys.
fuck, what is it? It's a Switch game. All right, continue while I fucking look this up for my own.
And then the last major removal is Sora. I know people would say
That's
that.
fair.
I know people would say that, oh, Sora's recent. They can't cut him out of the if they did a reboot. But I just feel like, spoiler alert, I kept Cloud in. I think that's pretty much as far as Square will be, possibly, what is the word? Just,
Willing to use for advertisement space, really.
yeah, for like main roast.
I mean, we have Hero still.
Oh yeah, Hero too. Yeah, I kept him in too.
Yeah,
So they
Square
got
has
two representatives.
Yeah, Square's
Yeah,
got
so
two in
if
there.
Yep. And so that wraps up all the removals.
Are you keeping all the Miis?
Yes, I'm keeping all the Mii's because unfortunately, Nintendo. Well, yeah, fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know, but me costumes make a fuck ton of money for Nintendo, and you can easily include some characters for any of the types of fighters. If you can't include a single fighter, you can easily add a character as a costume. Like
Yeah,
Sans or
I was
Cuphead
always
and-
of the impression too, before the Waluigi idea, that Mii's would have made a great sports rep.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our
did-
cuts. Let me
Yeah.
see. Give me a second to get this refocused. All right, there we go. We are refocused.
Blade Strangers, that's the game.
Never heard of it, dude.
It is a crossover indie fighting game. That does have Shovel Knight, Isaac from The Binding of Isaac as the main character of Cave Story. It has Solange from Code of Princess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is a weird fucking crossover fighting game.
Are we keeping Greninja?
Yeah, we're keeping Greninja.
Fascinating, interesting.
So I'll read this off in case we have someone listening. So right now the roster is currently Mario, DK, Link, Samus, Dark Samus, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu, Luigi, Ness, Captain Falcon, Peach, Bowser, Zelda, Marth, Ganondorf, Mewtwo, Mr. Game & Watch, Meta Knight, Pit, and Dark Pit.
Yeah.
Wario,
Oh, okay.
Diddy Kong, Sonic, DDD, Olimar, Rob, Villager, Mega Man, Little Mac, Greninja, Palutena, Pac-Man, Robin, Shulk, Duck Hunt, Ryu, Cloud, Bayonetta, Inkling, Ridley, K-Rool, Isabelle, Hero, Banjo-Kazooie, Min Min, Steve, and all the Mii's. All right. Yep. Who we adding to supplement this Red Wedding?
All right. All right, let me turn the page a bit.
He is adding Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh yeah. The undisputed third party representative.
Yep. Nailed it.
So
Dan Salvato's dream has come true.
I'm going to kind of start off with a bit of a interesting one I kind of came up with. It's going to be kind of like two characters revealed into one, is what I envision if they were to reveal the two characters. Oh, actually, no. Let me start off with a character that they would probably reveal to kind of lead into the Smash reveal, similar to Inklings or whatever. I decided to add Ring Fit Trainee.
Now it all makes sense.
All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
Ring
And
Fit
so-
Trainer and Wii Fit Trainer would be so fucking funny as echo fighters of each other.
I mean, maybe I think the two would play probably a little bit differently. So I don't know if that
Yeah,
would
it
be
wouldn't
a
work, but just
possibility.
the idea of it's so funny.
That would be really strange. So yeah, that's the first character that I think may be the one to reveal the next Smash game, even though that's like the most random fucking pick I could choose, but that was the only one that would make sense to me without adding like another Splatoon character to reveal it. So next up, I'm going to kind of introduce this one by kind of making you imagine like a reveal trailer. So just imagine, trailer opens up, you don't even know if it's a Smash reveal. Doesn't have the symbol, so you don't know if it's a Smash reveal. It just opens up with the ARMS tournament from ARMS, and it just shows Max Brass, and then from the other side of Max Brass, you see the reveal. Dr. Eggman and his Egg Walker with arms like punching.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. Obviously villain rep, and you know, you have Sonic in there. Why not add Dr. Eggman?
I agree.
I thought of a cool move where maybe if you break his Egg Walker enough, maybe he can just like. Obviously, he'll be able to like, walk around and whatever. It would be cool if he has like a little dash attack where he just kind of like runs really fast, just like surprisingly in their classic games where he just somehow runs just as fast as Sonic.
But here's the real question. Do you do
Yes.
like a Slim Bob situation where you give him an Echo Fighter that's like the Jim Carrey version?
That'd be. I never thought of that. That'd be funny. You can just very slim. He's very fast. He's very faster than original Dr. Eggman. But then, Dr. Eggman is beating the shit out of Max Brass, and then all of a sudden, Dr. Eggman fucking machine runs out of battery and needs a recharge, and he's fucking stuck. Max Brass is about to finish him off, and then boom! Fucking someone punches him out, and it's another ARMS character. It's another villain, and funnily enough, another doctor. It's
Dr. Wily.
Dr. Phil.
No. It's Dr. Coyle from ARMS.
Okay. Okay.
And I thought it would be kind of funny to include both of them, considering one, they're both villains, they're doctors, and they've made robotic clones of essentially the main character.
Are we
So I
not going to
thought
add Dr. Wily on that?
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Just imagine how crazy that trailer would be.
Unfortunately.
Imagine the headlines:
that would be cool.
4 new Smash characters announced, or 3 new ones: Dr. Eggman, Dr. Qual, Dr. Wily,
Well, no, it's holding
and the
out
Dr.
Sigma.
Mario's
We're gonna
gone.
get-
No. So yeah, that's 3 so far: Ring Fit, Dr. Coyle, and Dr. Eggman. So let's see. I think an obvious one. People are probably gonna want to buy the game just for this. Waluigi. You gotta add
He
Waluigi.
finally did it.
Finally did it. He got that Smash invitation after losing multiple tennis
Good for
matches,
him.
but he finally got him.
It's like Godzilla. He finally got what he deserved.
He finally got what he deserved. And he's pissed at everyone for making fun of him. I should probably talk about maybe some Echo Fighters I decided to add in. Just to kind of take a break from the regular fighters. I added Dixie Kong as an Echo Fighter for Diddy Kong. Mostly because when I tried to look if Dixie Kong had any unique abilities to maybe be an original fighter, I couldn't find any. Like, the only thing is probably her hair, her ponytail, but other than that, she basically has the same deal with like the gun, where instead of a peanut gun, it's just a bubble gum gun. And other than that, pretty much you could just replace the jetpack for Diddy as just her hair flying somehow, or maybe like a little jetpack of her own. I don't know, but
Okay.
for Diddy Kong, I just couldn't find any maybe unique abilities for her. There was one funny thing I saw where it was like just add Diddy Kong, or sorry, not Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong and Kitty Kong as the fighter.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. Another Echo, I think, is also Octoling for Inkling.
Okay.
Yep.
I do.
And
I do
then
agree.
one
They Splatoon needs another rep. Yes.
Yes. And then the last one I'm going to reveal before we get into the other characters who may or may not have Echo Fighters. I decided to put Shadow for the Sonic Echo.
What? You wouldn't make him his own character with actual guns?
No,
Imagine.
fun as that would be, and I mean they have Snake, they have fucking grenades and rocket launchers, but still, I just feel like maybe you could just make him more of a heavy hitter, or
So,
you know,
question:
Yeah.
why specifically Shadow, where he could just easily be a color palette for Sonic over versus like Knuckles?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
That's
like,
fair. I mean, I get it.
I don't know. If you were to pick a Sonic character, people instantly go to fucking Shadow, Dr. Eggman, or Tails. I don't see much people talk about Knuckles, or like there was even one person who was like, maybe they should add Amy, and I'm like, I can't think of a single person who thought about adding Amy into Smash.
He's so funny to add Amy after everyone be pissed.
Yeah, unless you're like a hardcore Sonic fan, that's not a character thing most
Yeah.
people care about.
I mean, I like Sonic too, but I don't know, man. I don't think Amy would be the first pick I'd choose.
No, it'd be Tails, Knuckles, or Shadow, just straight up. And then there'd be that weird subsection, the same subsection that fucking really wants Waluigi in there. They're like, no, we need Biggs the cat. Give us Biggs the cat.
You know what? Funny you should say that. I'm
No,
actually
no.
Imagine.
uh, but yeah. So okay. So to go to back to fighters, this is also one that I want to add, and many people want added, ever since the Smash 4 days.
Okay.
Of that one supposed leak that turned out to be fucking fake. Rayman. I decided to add Rayman.
Yeah.
And
That's logical.
And that's because of the one, Mario plus Rabbids got a DLC with Rayman.
Yeah.
I think
Did it really?
also yeah, they added Rayman.
The new one?
The new one, yeah. DLC.
Oh, I should have played that one.
Oh. But yeah, so that, and also just I think Ubisoft kind of has a semi good relationship with Nintendo, seeing as how they just did that.
Yeah.
And so I think
they've been
why
doing
not
pretty
just
good
add
with
Rayman?
them. I think Sparks of Hope did not sell as nearly as well as
The first one?
Yeah, but I mean, it's still obviously they're still working together though.
Yeah. This might be huh. Now see, I have an echo for Rayman, but now I'm starting to reconsider whether this would make sense or not.
Go with your gut. What does your gut say?
You know what? I would suggest just go with what you wrote.
Alright. So I added Barbara from Rayman Legends as an echo
Okay.
for Rayman.
Okay, that's a deep cut. That's fair.
And that was because that was like the last Rayman game, and I just feel like maybe it would be ideal to maybe just have maybe Glowbox is just the skin, maybe question mark, and just Barbara as the Echo.
No, that's fair. As we've talked about many times while developing dream rosters for projects, I am always a fan of doing a deep cut. So, fucking kudos on that one. Good shit. Good shit.
Yeah. Um, man, I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite when I reveal this next character, but trust me, I think it's different enough where they could honestly make this guy into a fighter.
It's
I'm adding,
Doctor Luigi.
yes, Doctor Louis. No, uh, Paper Mario.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, interesting. What's your logic there?
So I think it's just the Thousand Year Door re-release, but also
Hmm.
because I mean, I think you could play it different. You know, you can fold into a paper airplane and hit enemies. You can fucking use his hammer. You
I
can
always thought
probably,
Paper Mario would have made it in some way somehow because that would be a fun move set.
yeah,
And it'd be cool to
just
have another 2D thing like Game & Watch.
oh yeah, that too. You just have a bunch of paper abilities and make him different enough that people don't go, "This is just Mario but paper."
Right, right,
All
right.
right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Next up, this is one that I've actually been wanting, even though I haven't played a single game, but I've watched the movie and I watched multiple cutscenes from this game series. I'm adding Professor Layton.
Ooh,
Okay.
all
That
right.
is some
Professor
interesting
I've
cuts.
honestly thought
I
that's a
like this.
long overdue character too. So
He has it's like
There
a
is
puzzle.
like one route you should go from this, and I hope you're following my logic.
Yeah.
If you don't add this next character after Professor Layton, then we're
It's
talking
probably gonna
madness.
be Phoenix Fan, that's what I'm gonna say.
It is Phoenix Wright, right?
what he's saying
No.
is that really the next character that needs to be introduced is Cranky Kong.
I
Funny you should mention I was considering that. I just didn't.
dude, it'd be
I
so
thought
funny if you had a yeah, Cranky Kong with that. It'd be so funny too. I can imagine how much of a fucking because Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright's actually a really expensive and rare. Not I guess rare is not the thing to call it, I guess, but I guess so, right? It's expensive now.
It's uncommon, certainly.
Yeah. So it'd be like, oh, you're gonna hype up. Oh, it's just gonna be another Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Oh, we're gonna remaster, remake. Finally, I can play that game and not pay $200 for it. No, they're both in Smash.
Which then immediately causes that game to fucking skyrocket.
Now it's more expensive now.
I mean, hey, that would be cool. I just think again, Professor Layton would just be the Phoenix Wright to Smash
That's
as
fair.
opposed to Phoenix Wright being there for MVC. But
Yeah.
so yeah, Professor Layton, people are like, you can't really add like a puzzle character in there because it's hard to make moves. But Professor Layton literally, he's a fencer. He can use pipes, swords. One time he fucking uses a slot machine gun
Oh,
at
let's
one
go.
point. Even though that was like one section of the game, but still, it was really cool. And yeah, you know.
I get it.
Next character. This was actually a very interesting pick. I was not expecting to pick this one,
He
but
decided to
I thought
dig deep and he picked Custard from Custard's Revenge on the 2600.
I don't know who the fuck that.
Holy fuck, I'm old. All right, never mind. Continue.
I'm very uncultured.
Learn yourself some American history and also some Atari history. Both are terrible.
So this next character, again, I was very surprised, but I thought because of a recent announcement and because of just how interesting to pick would be, I decided to add Alex from Streets of Rage.
Damn,
Interesting. All right.
that's fun. I like that.
I'm down for that. I appreciate it. Surprised not Blaze, but that's fair.
I was just gonna say the Echo would be Blaze.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, I just thought because of well, I mean Streets of Rage 4, but also it seems like Sega's also going to do another Streets of Rage game along with another Jet Set and Crazy Taxi and Golden Axe and Shinobi and all that.
So wait, you have a Echo with that? You said
Yeah, Blaze.
Blaze with them. All right, cool.
Yeah. Where is it? Okay. I'm also going to need your help with this one because I'm having a hard time. I want to add a Tales of character, but there's 3 I'm really struggling to decide between.
It's
So
all you, David.
there's
You say that when I'm not a big Tails fan.
there's there's Yuri from Tales of Vesperia, there's Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia, and then there's Velvet from Tales of Berseria.
I'm gonna say Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia because that's one of the few Tales games I've played.
I think I've always heard people say Lloyd, so I would
Yeah.
probably go with Lloyd.
I think that might also just be the most iconic besides Yuri. So
I mean,
yeah,
the game
okay,
keeps getting shittily remade all the time, so.
So yeah, we're adding Lloyd, from Tales of Symphonia. There we go. Going back into some more villains, I decided
Bell
to
the
add...
Fiend.
Wait, who?
David's talking.
No, like,
Not.
Oh.
David making jokes.
Oh, okay. I decided to add Medusa from Kid Icarus.
oh
Okay.
shit! All right.
Yeah.
So that means that Kid Icarus, despite being a retro game, with the last game being a terrible game on the 3DS, has
Terrible?
4 representations. Then.
Oh, that'd be terrible. That was very well received.
I didn't care for it, but so that means they get Pit, Dark Pit, Palutena, and now Medusa.
I was really considering just including Hades rather than Medusa, but I just felt Medusa is the one who kind of just has been from the first game, and so I just felt she would make more sense than Hades, even though people love Hades.
But why 4 representatives for Kid Icarus?
I don't know, man. I just when it came down to it, I looked at the other franchises and I was like, you gotta have more villains. And I'm like, okay. So let's see. Mario already has Bowser, and we just added Waluigi, so he could honestly pass as a villain next to Wario, I guess. Zelda, we have Ganondorf. At Metroid, we have fucking Ridley. Kirby, we have, I guess, Meta Knight. I guess he counts as a semi-villain. Fox lost his villain, unfortunately. And I just felt like, Pit is... I don't know. It just came down to I want more villains, but also because it is technically another retro character, and it's from one that already has, 3 characters, so it's like, why not?
Okay.
No, I'm just. It's interesting.
David's
where
mad
you made
about
cuts and where
Byleth
you
still.
didn't. Don't you bring that into this. You're not wrong, but don't you bring this into this.
Fire Emblem. Now let's get into some Pokemon.
Okay.
So.
Oh, we're
I
adding
think-
more Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with people. We already have a water type, and we
need
fire
grass.
types. We need grass. Not popular, but recent Pokemon, Masquerada. I feel like, and because the motif of Masquerada is like a magician, right? So I felt they're like I think the most recognizable of this new gen, and I feel like you also got to get them, even though they skipped over Sword and Shield, but still.
I'd argue with that. I feel like Coco is of the last gen or the current gen, is the most fucking recognizable one.
Right. But I mean like like pre-evolution, I guess.
Coco is the first one.
Mm.
He's the little fire dunce that looks like he just fucking has no brain cells and stares into space.
What?
Uh, but
No,
yeah,
look this motherfucker up. Coco.
no,
I mean,
I know who you're talking about.
no, that was targeted specifically to Adrian. He's a fucking little fire crocodile that has no brain
All
cells.
I know is the one that looks like you threw a cheese on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just felt like maybe it would make more sense to just add a grass type Pokemon this time, besides what we had with Ivysaur, which
I
I
agree.
mean Ivysaur is cool, but I think we need a more recent grass type, and I thought Masquerada kind of fits that.
Agreed.
And then also, uh, I felt like we needed a gym leader in Pokemon.
So you
And
straight up added Bruno so he can fucking windmill kick everyone.
Lieutenant Surge.
It's not gonna. I'm going to
And he
say
fights like Guile.
it's not going to be like a Pokemon Trainer 2.0. It's going to be more like the trainer fighting along with the Pokemon.
Okay, so I wasn't actually far off with my joke then.
I decided to add Cynthia.
Oh, you're going for the Coomer bait. All right. All right. I see where they're going with this now. So you're gonna give her a Garchomp, and she's gonna go ahead and just fucking Hurkarana people. Is that what you're proposing here?
Garchomp. What's the fucking Pokemon? Rosalade, I think that's what the Pokemon's name is. You could have.
You sure you want to add Gardevoir and just get all the Coomers?
Yeah. It's gonna be on the bed.
Gotta save something for the DLC, Adrian.
Hey, don't worry. I'm trying to look. Who did I know? Oh yeah, Fire Emblem. Okay. So, David.
Yo.
It came down to two characters. I'm not entirely sure which one you would probably hate the least.
All of them,
because
Byleth isn't there.
Two I'm considering. Allier? Is that? I don't know how you're supposed to say
from the new one?
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
I heard that they are not just a sword fighter, they have like, I guess, brawling fighting type sort of thing, and we don't have that. You could mix sword and fighting, and maybe include some Fire Emblem characters that not just like Chrom or Byleth or whatever, but I mean like characters that are probably not going to be fighters anytime soon. You know, you could include their spirits or whatever. The other one is Yunaka, who I believe is a thief type character, and I'm having a hard time choosing the two because these two are the two popular Fire Emblem characters from that game. I think they might just add Allier, so I'm gonna pick Allier for that. A-L-A-E-R.
You could see that maybe happening if they wanted to kind of do that, but I feel like that game was so poorly received, probably not. I thought you were going to go with like an absolute wild card and be like, all right, we're going to bring back Fire Emblem representation, but it's with a caveat because it's gonna be Fire Emblem characters as they are from fucking Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
I got another Fire Emblem character for DLC. I don't necessarily know if that would be the wild pick, but I'm interested to know how you would feel once we get to that.
All right,
Um,
we'll see what happens when we get there.
Yeah. So Xenoblade 3 Mio. I know people probably Mio is going to be added. Mio. Uh, there's some people who say Noah should be the fighter, and I just don't think so because I feel like maybe he would just play similar to Shulk. And then some people are saying Noah and Mio, like a Pyra and Mithras type of situation. But I just feel like, um, from the little I know, the only time those two kind of mattered together is when of a certain ability of theirs, and I think that could just be the final smash instead. So I just chose Mio because of the unique weapon.
Okay.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. One more Splatoon character, and that is Big Man.
Wait. Oh, is it a villain of it?
No, look him up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they gonna add
fuck all about
the
Splatoon, so.
the referee cat? I don't know why. I just mean when you were saying third, I'm trying to think of anything I can think of. I can think of like the announced twins. I can think of that cat that tells you who won.
Big Man is a giant manta ray who's also with the two kind of announcers or
Oh, okay.
sports talk. Yeah.
Got it.
And apparently, he's a boss in Splatoon 3, so I felt like he
Ooh.
would be a good fun pick.
Cool.
Maybe you can include the two announcers for Splatoon 3 with them.
Maybe that works.
Maybe. But I thought Big Man was a funny pick, so I decided to add him.
I also like that name. Imagine losing to someone named Big Man.
Big Man.
Big Man.
The closest we'll ever get to Big Boss.
It's true.
Big Boss.
So
all right,
I want to take a note. So the roster's beefing up again. We're looking beefy on this.
Yeah.
Are you planning on capping it to where we're at in Ultimate? Are you exceeding expectations in Ultimate? What are we doing?
I would. If I'm counting right, I'm pretty sure it's pretty much almost the same number of the main cast from Ultimate. So like 60-ish characters,
Right.
I think. Because I think I'm adding 22 or 24 new characters, so I think that might just be around 60.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So you said 22, 24, so we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 not including some of them being echoes. So we're like on the we're on like the last like these are your final trailers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is a retro fighter.
Okay.
And it's one that's besides one other that I was also considering really heavily.
Okay.
I think this might be a bit of a interesting pick, more so than the other retro fighter. And that's Takumaro from what was the game called? Mysterious House of Hirasame Castle? I believe that's what it's called.
Oh, fuck. That's a
Okay,
hell of a deep
okay.
cut. All right. God damn. You're going really fucking obscure there, which, I mean, granted, there's usually a couple of those, but holy hell.
Yeah. So yeah, I decided to add him
Interesting.
Fucking
because
expecting a goddamn Detective Famicom representative at this point.
Funny you should say that.
I think you should know. So that's all the Nintendo characters. Now,
Wait, here's the.
what?
I have to ask though: are you gonna be the hero we need? And are we finally gonna get Golden Sun through you?
No, you just said that's last of it.
The Nintendo
Golden Sun
characters.
is technically third party.
Oh.
Is it?
It came out on Nintendo consoles, but it was a third party that made it.
Who made it?
Fuck, it's like the development studio's name is skipping my brain. Let me look it up.
Camelot?
Yeah.
I don't know about that because then that'd be saying that they owned Waluigi.
That they acted as a secondary studio for the sports games, but they did do their own developed games, and Golden Sun was one of them. I'm pretty sure they are the ones that specifically own Golden Sun rights.
I don't know if they'd own it. I imagine Nintendo probably commissioned them to do that. Owns. Yeah, no, Nintendo's publisher and owns the rights.
Goddamn. All right.
They
Never
they,
mind.
they
I
commissioned.
thought you were gonna...
Yeah, they got them to make the game, but
Fair. So you're not gonna be the hero we need then.
Unfortunately. By the way, I think I might have miscounted because I'm counting my roster again. It's almost fucking 70 characters.
God damn, that's a fucking beefy roster. Let's go.
And I think that's the right way to go. You know, you just gotta cut some characters and make it just as big, if not close to big as Ultimate.
sure.
So we're getting into the third parties. The last of them.
Okay.
I decided to add Shantae.
Ooh,
like
okay.
that.
Good
I like
pick.
that.
Good pick.
Don't you say it, David?
I think that's a deserved pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you could just maybe use some of the pirate abilities from Pirate's Curse. Maybe you can turn into an animal just like the genie powers from, you know, from the other games. And obviously the hair. So yeah. Another one. I decided to add Monster Hunter into there.
Oh, all right.
And just to get a little off topic, David, I saw your little tweet about the Monster Hunter collection.
Fucking so pissed.
Hey, that's dumb. David, you happen to see that deal last night that Worst Ford dropped his price error?
No.
Street Fighter 6 on Xbox Ultimate Edition for $21.
Woo!
So I grabbed that. So I got that on Xbox now because that's the whole thing plus season pass. So fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. And so these two last third parties, you may love them, you may hate them, or you might be a little confused.
Judge
One-
Judy.
Yes, Judge
Jerry
Judy
Springer,
is
Judge Judy, Dr. Phil.
Black One's pee-pee.
Amazing Mortal Kombat characters.
Yes. David brought up a game having a certain crying child, but that's not the character, it's someone else.
Are you gonna do the mother from Binding of Isaac?
No.
Oh. I was like, oh
It's-
fuck, alright, let's go. You wanted more villains.
It's another character from that game.
Angel?
No.
What else would you do?
He's surprisingly big for someone of his stature.
Remember.
A Shovel Knight.
Oh,
Got him.
the Bates.
Baited.
Baited. So yeah, Shovel Knight. I was considering maybe giving him an echo with Shield Knight, but I feel like she plays a little bit differently, just a tad bit differently. So I just decided to kind of scrap that idea.
Now,
And then
I would
your next
wager that Echo Fighters can differ in a move or two, and that's fine. But yeah, I can see the playstyle being a bit too different.
Yeah. And so this last character
is the one everyone wanted, Sans Undertale.
no.
Undertale.
Although we might have something a little bit close to home for those fans in the DLC, but that's not who I picked. This one's a bit of a guilty pleasure and probably won't happen, but I decided to add them in just because I thought it would be cool as a fighter, in my
The main character of Bible Black.
It's it's Chai from Hi-Fi Rush.
Wait, what?
Chai from Hi-Fi Rush.
Okay. So still no Master Chief, but we're gonna get Hi-Fi Rush. That's fair. Still no Doom guy, but we'll get Hi-Fi Rush.
Let's be fair though. If they added them in the main roster, it would kind of be a waste. Nintendo would want to have them as a DLC fighter where they would have to pay money to play as them.
I can see that. I think the one thing from Smash the roster I think has been sorely missing. I think is an FPS rep. We have no FPS genre of a rep, which is where Doom guy I think just stomps his way in. But I think Ty is a cool pick though. I can see that fitting in perfect.
Yeah. So that's the main roster. That's everyone.
All right. That's a hell of a beefy roster. You know what I mean? Asking how much DLC are you planning?
Okay, so
18 waves.
I'm just thinking maybe just 2 seasons, just like Ultimate.
So we got about 10 and 12 left.
So for the first season, I'm gonna do 10 characters. Half of them are gonna be some Nintendo characters. Half of them are gonna be third party. And then season 2 is just gonna be 5 characters, all third party.
Now look, in the interest of time, so I have to take off somewhere later tonight. I just want to I just want to hear them, and let's hear them as a collective, as a wave, and we'll discuss around that.
All right. So I decided to add Anna from Fire Emblem, Chun-Li, Crash Bandicoot, Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah.
Bio from Metal Slug.
Okay. Hell yeah. All right.
Saki from Sin and Punishment. Gino. Wait, hold on. I had to count. Shit. Hold on. We are gonna have Master Chief. Doom guy's unfortunately gonna be sane as This is an interesting pick. Hades, Hades, a character from Hades, whether it be Zagreus or someone from 2. Tinkaton, another Pokemon.
Interesting choice. All right.
Wait, hold on. Please read out the ones I just listed. Sorry.
Say again.
Did you write down
I
what I
got
just
I got
listed?
Anna, Chun-Li, Crash, Soul Bad Guy, Dio, Taki. I think that's what you said. I forgot the name. Gino, Master Chief, Hades, and Tikaton.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so okay, I already got the Nintendo characters out of the way. So then, to kind of fill out that fighting game role again, I decided to add Big Band. Big Band.
Oh,
Ooh, that's a
nice.
deep cut and one that past me would have been very happy with.
You know what? You know what? Is that your spoiler? Is this your final fighting game rep character?
Yes.
See, I would have a if I could pick one fighting game character just to cover multiple tracks, I pick Yoshimitsu. I think
Yeah.
it'd be a funny meme just to have him just cross over everything. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm in everything, whatever."
I do think Yoshimitsu.
And imagine his moveset. His moveset would be nuts.
So that's 13, 14 characters.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 11.
Oh, 11. Shit. Okay, so I got 4 more. Alucard from Castlevania.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Kel's in the chat says, I want to see Heihachi power bomb Pikachu now.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
shit.
Imagine.
Conquer.
Love it.
He is G-rated this time.
Love it.
Okay, so that's 2 more I need to add.
Just let them censor everything. That's fine.
Basically the Xbox release, really.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. See, I wanted to add Dante from Devil May Cry, but I just feel like I think we might have enough Capcom representation, just a bit. I decided to add Susie from Deltarune. If people can't get Sans, they can get Susie.
Okay.
And then Ryu Hayabusa.
Ooh. All right.
And just as one quick honorable mention, I was considering adding just obscure like House of the Dead character.
Ooh, okay.
And Sobiko. That was an honorable mention.
All right.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
All right. David, and let's talk this as a whole because I gotta take off and not too long.
Yeah.
As a whole for the DLC pack, David, how you feel? Because we got some bangers. We got one of the
Those are
longest.
some absolute bangers.
We got the longest standing, probably wishlist character in Geno. We got Chief. We got Crash, who is not. I'm not a Crash Bandicoot fan. Like I don't play the games. I think he was the biggest omission, in terms of third party for Smash. I think he deserved a spot in there to rep PlayStation. I think.
It's probably the closest thing we're gonna get to a PlayStation rep.
Yeah,
now.
and I think that's fine. Like that like, and I'm saying in my universe, the trailer that would have revealed him would have been a remake of that original Smash trailer where they're all frolicking in the field. They got all the costumes, and the Crash costume just comes in. Like that's literally like I just sold you everything, Nintendo. Just take it. I don't give a shit. Fuck it. Take it. Like so easy. So easy. Hades I think is super fun. Big Band would be super cool to see translate to that style. Soul Bad Guy just bringing just some attitude into it. I like this list.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking solid list, honestly.
what do you think of me adding Anna from Fire Emblem?
I think that was the pick originally when you're like, oh, I'm gonna add someone from Fire Emblem that you would have picked because she's basically in every Fire Emblem game, so that would have been the more obvious choice for me. But I think adding her in as DLC is also kind of a cheeky way of having that representation of the legacy of the character.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
You know what I want to do for next week, David? I think we should match how many cuts to the roster that Pepperoni did, and let's see what we come up with. Because I know you're hurting
So
inside.
we are going to come up with our own roster.
I think next week, because we have, and we want to spend time on it. Because I do. We planned us talking about some games. I would like to just bring positivity in that too. Because I've been itching to talk like that. But I think next week let's count these cuts because I got the picture saved up here. And in fact, I'm gonna save it just now. We'll put it just on here. Smash the pepperoni cut. All right, so yeah, we'll make our own and we'll count the cuts and we have to make that exact amount of cuts to our roster. And let's just see what happens. Because David,
yeah, just send me what the final roster size is and I'll match it.
I'll just put this in the chat right now. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Cause I know David just wants to just add Violet back.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Imagine if David just still removes Violet.
No.
Yeah.
That'd
be so funny.
I'm such a bile simp. That's not happening.
Cut to 1 year later and Violet is going to be removed.
Absolutely not.
All right, there's your list, David. It's in the chat.
All right.
Hey, Pepperoni, I appreciate it. That was fun.
That was fun.
It hurts to hear because we know when they do inevitably make a new Smash game, right? Not a deluxe, like a new Smash game. We're losing people again, and it felt good to not have to feel that, right?
Yeah.
I think every fighting game, like Lord helps me when David finally decides to play Tekken. I'm hoping it's this weekend or something. I want to play Tekken.
Yeah, I'll try to find time this weekend for it. Honestly, I'll try to get it. I'll get it installed sometime before the weekend happens, so it's ready to go.
My students have more game time on Tekken than I do because I literally played one match.
Fair.
But like when Tekken happened, right? Losing characters, me losing Eddie, right? Like, man, that was crazy.
I mean, luckily he's the first DLC character, so
right. Kelsey, I see Adrian has Tekken achievements. Yeah, because I bring my Steam Deck in for school. I let the kids play during lunch. It's so fun. Excuse me. If I can DSP moment. If I can have if I could take like audio or something, it's so fun. Like David, you would fucking love it because it's like literally like as close to like arcade old LAN events that you'll ever get, which is just like everyone is surrounding this giant Promethean board, this giant screen, and two people are playing, and they're not high caliber playing, right? It's just like it's pretty button mashy, but like they get so hype off the like last second hits or like someone like is getting a good juggle but they miss an input and they and someone just powers through with the rage drive. It's like just 10 kids just popping off like crazy, dude. It's so fun. It's like it really gives you like this. It gives you that arcade feel for a bit, which is super cool. Sorry, I Shaheen into combatant over the course of the podcast. Nice. I need to play Tekken. David, I don't give a fuck. After this week, I'm playing Tekken. David,
that's fair.
Get on it.
No, I will try to find time this weekend. I've been doing a lot of housework.
I got a little bit of stuff to do this weekend. If not, but next week it's at this point I'm gonna play, and then hopefully by the following week we'll play.
Yeah,
hey,
we'll find some time.
Hey, Bernie, much appreciated. Thank you for this roster.
One more thing.
By all means.
Not to get too ahead of ourselves because you guys got to do the roster, then you guys got to do the podcast, and behind the scenes stuff and the what was it, the 100 games thing, right?
Oh, right
Yeah,
now
top 10 games there.
yeah, we just have like top 10 games that we've been just wanting to
Okay.
gush about.
So not to get ahead of that, but let's say in like a few months' time, if I were to present another roster, would you guys want a Marvel vs. Capcom, a true Marvel vs. Capcom 4 roster, or a Capcom All Stars kind of type fighting game?
Yes. I would debate up and down either.
I think a true Marvel vs. Capcom 4 would be fun because of just like because we're now living in like, yeah, the MCU was obviously a thing with Infinite, but like now we're living in a true Disney owns everything MCU now, so now we shouldn't have any nonsensical issues with terms of like, well, make the X-Men or just don't add Wolverine and shit. So I think making a true one just that'd be cool.
Alright.
Down if you want to hop on for that one, let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Probably gonna be in a few months' time because obviously, you got
Yeah,
all that
just
other
let me know
stuff.
when you're actually planning for that, because I will come prepared as well.
Dave will have notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. That sounds fun. Everyone in the chat, appreciate you, Kels. I saw we had Amy in the chat talking about Knuckles, and actually wish listing Amy on there. So Amy has some fans. Thank you guys for watching. April once again, much appreciated. It's been fun having you. It's been fun having to
Hell
see
yeah.
someone hurt us and take away some of our characters. Mega Man's fine. David's fucked, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
The audacity.
All right. Stream. Appreciate it. All right, man. We're off stream.
All right.
We're gonna go do that. And everyone, you guys have a good night.